This is Ariella Carmel at Tech TLV, and I'm joined by Yaniv Golan, Managing Partner at Lool Ventures. Thank you for joining me.
Good morning, Ariella. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. So can you start off by telling me a little bit about Lool and your activities in the last year?
Absolutely, I would love to do that. Lool Ventures is an early stage VC. We invest in pre-seed and seed Israeli entrepreneurs, forming companies either in Israel or outside of Israel. Our interests are quite diverse, actually. So we invest in anything from standard enterprise software all the way through materials and robotics and IoT and deep tech in general. Of course, a lot of AI-focused investments as well.
Of course.
Certainly over the last 2 years. The fund was started by Avichay, Nissenbaum, and myself. We have been working together as co-founders of startups before that, and then co-founders of Lool Ventures. So our focus is very much on working with entrepreneurs, supporting them through that journey and through the rounds as they grow up and evolve in their mission.
Okay, and are there any particular sectors that you've been focusing on within the current period, or that have changed perhaps as a result of the current period?
So I think that we're seeing a lot more activity, that at least a lot of interest from our side in deep tech companies. I would say that out of the investments we did in 2024, probably 60% are in that domain.
Are you able to tell me about any of the companies in your portfolio?
Sure, absolutely. So looking at 2024, we have done, I will actually refrain from mentioning the names because some of them are still in stealth, but we have done a very interesting company in the area of AI infrastructure utilization that will help unlock the $4 trillion that are locked away in AI value generated by AI, simply because the cost is still too high. So this is one of the companies that will help reduce the cost of operation of running AI workloads considerably. Another company that we invested in is actually doing pretty much the same, which is lowering the cost of compute, but doing this from the VLSI side, from the hardware, from the chip design area. While the third company that we invested in is doing a similar contribution, but doing this from the energy aspect, meaning making it a lot cheaper to produce clean, renewable energy. Okay, so these are just examples of 3 companies that we did last year.
And can you talk a little bit about how the last year has impacted perhaps investment, the ability to raise investment, interest in investing in Israeli companies?
Yeah, surprisingly, and I have to say that I am surprised for the better, last year has been pretty good in terms of investments, considering not just the amount of companies that we have seen and that we invested in, but also the amount of follow-on funding, especially from US investors. So we've seen really, really good follow-on funding from prominent US investors at really interesting valuations, which shows their appreciation for those companies and for the tech that we're creating. And I have to say it's surprising because internally, I mean, we're very busy with all the internal challenges and the hardships. And it's good to see that the outside world is still seeing the core advantage that we have and appreciates it.
And are there any particular trends that you're noticing as we begin this new year?
Yes, we're seeing a slight decrease in valuation, but they are mostly stabilizing, which is good. The market is reaching a sort of a understanding of what is the right value for investors and founders to meet on. We're seeing a lot more repeated serial entrepreneurs that are coming back again with an even better, with more mature understanding, with a lot of experience and connections, and are doing an amazing job in starting their next companies. We're seeing, and that's also really great, we're seeing a lot of high-value companies that are sensitive to their impact on the environment, on society, okay? A lot of things that have positive impact, and that's fun to invest in because that resonates well with our values. And I think overall, despite the internal hardships, we're seeing a lot of maturity in the industry and a lot of drive forward, and the understanding that we have to win, that Israel actually depends on the success of the high-tech sector, and that we will continue to win despite the odds and despite the waste of time on things that are irrelevant.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining us for the interesting conversation. And enjoy the conference.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful one. Thank you.
Thank you.